I'm Kyara. You probably know that already. So I wanted to make a video ranking some of my most meaningful clears from worst to best because I thought that'd be like interesting. But then I got sick and then I didn't feel like making the video. But I didn't want to make a full top 25 video, which was the idea. It's like super edited and I just didn't feel like making it anymore. So instead I'm gonna just make a tier list video, just doing this. These are all my my meaningful clears. They are all clears that are, I think, important to me as a hard game player, and I'm just gonna rank them all from worst to best. I'm still gonna rank them worst to best. It's just not gonna be that much edited. And here they're like sorted chronologically, but I'm not gonna rank them chronologically. I'm actually gonna rank them worst to best. So for the worst thing, there's obviously a game in here that I ranked 0 out of 10, so clearly it's gonna be that one. I mean, it's the worst thing I've completed, clearly. Why would it be anything else? So the worst one is Down Right Up. I wanted to include this because it feels like I'm not being real with what is the worst thing if I don't include this, but Down Right Up is the worst thing I've ever played. Ever. So I didn't beat it because it sucks. I could not force myself to play through it anymore. I have a problem with like every attack pretty much, other than one, which is the pattern, which yeah, the one not RNG attack is somewhat consistent, other than the fact that it's like, oh yeah, this part is much harder than this part. First attack sucks. Even before the first attack, there's like 2 seconds of waiting, nothing. Why is that there? I don't understand. If you add up all the attempts I had, I probably wasted like 10 hours or something. Wait, okay, not 10 hours actually. That's way too much of an exaggeration. But still, you get the idea. I probably wasted like 4 hours just waiting because of those 2 seconds. I wasted 4 hours of my life on that. Like, if you add that up. First attack just also like sucks already. Like, the best thing you can do is move towards spots that the spawners will be farther away from you. But that doesn't guarantee that a spawner just like fires 10 bullets towards you and fucks you up. There's just nothing you can do sometimes on that attack. Second attack is like the best RNG attack, but it's not that great either. It's like so dense that it can still give you shit RNG, but it's pretty interesting to dodge. So I think that's like the least offensive attack out of the RNG attacks. Third attack is just kind of praying that you don't get stuff that's too dense. If you get RNG that's too dense from the sides and on the top, you're just fucking done. There's a more annoying bit, which is the transition from the third attack to the pattern. If the third attack doesn't let you stay on the good spot, you can't do shit. Sometimes you're forced to the sides, and that just doesn't let you start the pattern. Like, you're just fucking dead. Then after that you have bouncing, which is just absurdly stupid. It's so ass. Like, you're just praying that the bouncing bullets don't all converge into your location when the shift like happens, when they all go into a different direction and are slower. It's just so stupid. And then there's like probably the worst part of the fucking avoidance, the transition into pre-final. Holy shit, I've never seen an attack that's so bad. It feels like it was just put there and wasn't tested at all. And then it just walls you like 30% of the time. It gives you insane RNG the other 30% of the time, and then 20% of the time you can do that. Like, it's just like normal RNG, and then other 20% of the time it's fucking free. There's like no bullets. It's like a mess. It's such an ass attack. Then you have pre-final, which some people argue is like a good attack, I guess. It's kind of good, but it's too fucking hard for this avoidance, like genuinely. It does wall you too. I've heard people say that it doesn't wall you. It does wall you. I've proven that it walls you. Like, with a fucking stupid ass clip. It's not the worst attack of the avoidance, of course, but it's just like, it's too hard to fit on this avoidance for me. This attack is like half of the difficulty of the avoidance. Like, just this attack, and it makes grinding it so atrocious. And then after that there's final, which is just, I cannot think of what to say about final. It's just fucking stupid. You get like stupid SRNG 90% of the time or something. It's just ass. I also hate the song. It's so repetitive and it makes grinding as a pain too. I wish I didn't fucking start playing this. You go here, right? The Avoidance Hall of Fame. So other I beat this in like, I don't know, oh yeah, 6/3/2021. And then I was like, man, I want to play more hard avoidance. That could be fun. Someone, I think, brought up the geometry dash RGB. It's basically 3 levels that are, of course, red, green, and blue. And the community basically made like a fun little like, oh yeah, these 3 levels like related. See, it's the RGB. That was kind of like, oh yeah, that's kind of like neat, like a level pack thing. And I was like, damn, I could do that for avoidance maybe. Endurance is kind of red. It reminds me of red because the hardest attack is red. So, you know, maybe I could come up with stuff that's green and blue. So it's not here anymore, but Garega's stage was blue. So I was like, damn, I want to do Garega's stage actually. So that would be blue. And then for green, I was left with a difficult choice to do, right? So if you just scroll through, there's a few green avoidances, right? So there's ex.kid, obviously reminds me of green. I don't know actually about Endurance medley card. It wasn't even there, so let's just ignore that one. There's not that much green at all. Kalanzana wasn't cleared back then. You can see that there's just no green avoidances at all. Like, at all, pretty much. And then you get to down right up. Yeah. There's just nothing that I could choose, like, pretty much. I was left with a choice. Either I play down right up, and I saw it on the video, I was like, damn, that doesn't look that bad, because the RNG doesn't show itself in a clear video, obviously. And the X.Kid, which is an avoidance that I had seen, and I knew I would hate, because it's so boring. I can't fathom playing this. Even now, I think I would rather play down right up than the X.Kid, genuinely. It looks so bad. But yeah, I had a choice and I chose down and up because it looked better. And this all happened. Sunk cost fallacy and all. So yeah, that was my tragic tale of how I played down and up for like 60 hours. There you go. So next thing, right? So now obviously we'll have the game I rated 0 out of 10, right? Of course it's gonna be this. Actually, it's not the game I rated 0 out of 10. It's the game I rated 2 out of 10. So Discord Makers 1. What is the deal with Discord Makers 1 that makes it worse enough for me to put it below a game that I rated 0 out of 10 when I rated this 2 out of 10? So I want to make a difference here, which I've made a couple of times before, but it's a difference between playing a game and playing a grind. And that changes how I rate something for me. So the more important parts for a grind to be good are the hardest parts. For a game to be good, it doesn't matter if the hardest parts are as good. If like the game is overall good, it's gonna be good. The deal with Discord Makers 1 is that it's not the worst game, but it's awful as a grind because it has so much garbage, especially Camellia Save Free. That save is my least favorite Nido save. I can't imagine making a save worse than that, other than like jump consistency shit, because it's just nothing. And then like a couple absurdly stupid jumps that are just like insanely inconsistent and you have to like do on the ending. And also I just want to say, if you're gonna put a gravity flipper next to the warp, or like on top of the warp, I mean, like maybe test if it's possible to grab it before touching the warp, because it's invisible and maybe players won't know how it works and they'll just like die. So, you know, not that happened to me, of course. I just want to voice my concerns for that, obviously. Yeah, other than that save, which is just absurdly bad, I just want to highlight some other shit, like Master Save Free. That save is... I don't understand how that save is real, honestly. It's like so shit. It's like inconsistent Nido, followed by an insanely fucking stupid pre-final jump, and then like a final cycle, which is honestly like kinda interesting, but also like why? Like I already did the stupid pre-final jump. I don't want to do this, you know? There's also RKD final save, which is... I mean, I think my reaction to beating it like says everything that needs to be said about that save, honestly. Suck my cock! Yeah, generally I just didn't enjoy the grind aspect of Discord Makers 1. I much enjoyed the easier stages. The hard saves, I don't think many of them were fun like at all. All the Camellia saves suck in my opinion. Noah final save wasn't that fun. Master final save wasn't fun. RKD final save wasn't fun. Power Now's last save wasn't fun. It's just not very fun to grind at all. So yeah, it's here. So now we have the game I actually rated 0 out of 10. This one. VK Makers. Oh god, this game. So this game is kind of just tragic. I just don't think any save is fun. I'm being honest, this is my second least favorite game of all time. And I just think there's just no fun to be had. Like, at best, it's mildly annoying on the easier stages. And at worst, it's Maxim stage. Which is so bad. I don't understand. It feels like every save is like a new trash experience that you have to put through to get further. And then the final save is insanely stupid. It's completely inconsistent and just like trash. It's like DM1 Chameleon save free. It's like nothing, and then the least consistent jump you've ever seen. It's so fucking stupid. Like, thankfully, it's not the worst grind ever because of the fact that it's more bad as a game than as a grind, but it's still pretty fucking bad as a grind. So yeah, it's here. Alright, so next we have the first thing that isn't Fangame related. We have Scabbard Eye Unbreakable. So this card just does not feel like it was meant to be played deathless. The 4th, 6th, and 10th screens are way harder than the rest. You basically only die to those, and when you don't, it feels like you wasted an attempt and you feel annoyed. And the music sucks, and the fucking visuals hurt my eyes. I'm honestly just sad because this is like the 3rd hardest thing in the game, other than Iron God. I'm just saying, like, for 152%. And it just sucked so much to play. And like, I died to the ending so many times and I got so annoyed. To prove the inconsistency, there's another card that is harder than this one in my opinion, but it's so much more consistent. When I went to replay all the cards Unbreakable to see if I like changed my opinion on any of them, I spent longer on Scabbard Eye Unbreakable than the harder card that's more consistent. So, you know, I feel like I'm kind of justified in not liking this one. It wasn't just me being trash at games. So yeah, this one is like pretty easy compared to these other ones, but it's just not fun. So yeah, it's just here. But trust me, I love the End Is Nigh, and there is a certain thing that's coming up. Well, not really coming up, it's gonna take up like 10 years, but it's way higher than F tier is what I'll say. So next we have CN390, which is actually the first thing I'm not gonna put here. I'm gonna put on E tier because it's not as bad as these 4 in my opinion, but it's still pretty damn bad. So I played this as a new hardest clear, and I got insanely fucking stupid luck. I got to the final jump, which is like free, honestly. It's like really not that hard of a jump. 10, I think, backtrack deaths in, and then I had 46, I think. So that's something annoying, right? You might be thinking, oh, you just like struggled because it was your new hardest clear, and then it would be fun if you played it and like died to the backtrack just like 3 times. Well, no, I rebeat this like a couple times, and it's still not fun. I don't know. I just don't like any jump pretty much. I think a lot of the jumps are kind of interesting, but I just don't like them personally. So yeah, this is just not that fun of a thing to play for me. So up next is kind of a funny one. It's this Culture 2 difficult mode. I still can't shake off the feeling that this is a joke mode. It sometimes is fun, but a lot of the times it feels like the makers of Culture 2 were just like trying to joke. Oh look, it's like Camellia 3 Needle, and that's like not that fun. Like when it just feels like, oh, it's like a normal fun save. Oh, but there's 2 random inconsistent jumps for no reason. But the needle isn't the part of this that makes it an E tier for me. I think the problem is that the bosses are so fucking bad. I don't understand how they messed up some of these bosses. So I think one thing that's important to note is boss 3 is an abomination. I cannot imagine making a boss worse than that, honestly. I'm pretty sure it's my least favorite boss of all time. And it's just so badly made. It's nothing. And then it's the worst, most trash attack you've ever seen. The fucking leak climb attack. How do you make an attack that bad? It's like as luck based as like a attack from a bad Hall of Fame boss. Like genuinely. Like you just jump and spray, there's nothing in your way when you jump, because it's not like you like can save yourself because you need to climb up. I died to that like so often, and it's like the only reason the boss is hard. After that, I died twice. No, I died once actually. I cleared it on my 2nd attempt. And on that death, I smashed my keyboard and got a blue screen of death, so that's pretty funny. Yeah, other than that even, the bosses just aren't fun. Like other than one boss, which is the only thing I'd recommend you play on difficult mode, which is Hero, which is actually like well made and fun despite being hard. It's like the only like thing you can note about this. Like it's essentially just like pretty bad Needle with some good saves, and then mostly bad bosses with one good avoidance, which is honestly the only thing I'd recommend playing. The avoidance would probably be like A or B tier, but this mode is E tier. I'm sorry, it was just not fun at all. So next we have a very tragic thing for me. It's really long save. It goes on D tier. This is really fucking tragic because it started fun, but the problem with the save is the balancing. Purple is by far like the hardest thing ever made, and then it's other than that, it's not that bad. I mean, there's a couple hard jumps on blue, a couple on green, but if purple wasn't there, the save would be like so much easier. Purple carries the save's difficulty so much, and it just makes it not fun to play, especially the stupid jump that's like a diagonal into that like fucking weird ass like T-bone thing. Like that's just so bad. Like I think the main thing is that the save was ruined by its experience for me. And unlike CN390, I'm not replaying and rebeating this because it's too fucking hard. I just died so fucking often on purple and like once on pink, which is just not fun. But mostly the deaths on purple were just fucking trash. I think I died to the last jump of purple 2 or 3 times, I don't remember. It was just not a fun experience at all. I feel bad because the needle is mostly fun. Like, red isn't fun, but orange is fun, yellow's okay, green is pretty fun. Blue is alright, pink is okay. Honestly, even purple, like the gameplay is pretty fine. But as a grind, this saves balancing is just too fucking bad to ignore. So yeah, it's pretty much just a D tier for me. Right, so next we have second family member's school death area. This is a bit of a weird one, because when I played it, it was like super hard for me because this was my first Needle Hall of Fame clear. And I kind of played it in a bad time because I was not the best mentally at that time. So part of me feels like I might have not liked this as much because of that. But I still don't think it was the worst thing ever. I think saves 1 and 3 were pretty alright, but it kind of goes downhill because of save 2. Save 2 is just one of the worst saves I've ever played. It just feels like it never gets consistent ever. Like, it felt like every far attempt was just me getting lucky. And an issue I have is the vine jump at the end. That jump is so bad. Like, there's so many things that you don't notice that can go wrong. But yeah, the main problem with the second save is just that it's mostly just jumps that never ever get consistent, it feels. The fourth save was not the worst thing ever. I didn't really enjoy it. It was like a C- tier for me, maybe D+. But yeah, I think because I wasn't in the best spot mentally, I just didn't enjoy it. So yeah, it goes on D tier, but it's not that bad. I think I would recommend trying it, but if you don't think Save 2 looks fun, then yeah, probably just don't try this one, honestly. Or at least maybe just like skip it. I don't know, maybe you don't have to clear this. Maybe just play the stuff that's fun. I don't know. But Second Family Members is a pretty good game, and there's a lot of stages I do recommend in there. So yeah, if you think this one isn't fun, you can try the ones that are fun. You know, there's a lot of cool stuff in that game. But yeah, this as a grind was just not that fun. So yeah, D tier, but it's not too bad. Alright, so next we have maybe like the most infamous thing in this entire list for me, Odorianse. D tier. So Odorianse is kind of a weird thing because I know this isn't a very good avoidance. Like, it's balanced pretty horribly, but at the same time it feels so special to me. It was fun sometimes, and the other times it was not fun. So I don't know. This is an avoidance that I think is pretty much play, don't try to clear avoidance. Despite me ranking this as a D tier, I'm pretty glad I played this. There's so many like interesting patterns and cool attacks that like you can't rank this avoidance that low, I feel. I don't know. It's not the worst thing ever, it's just not the best thing ever either. It's Odorianse, I don't know. So yeah, next we have another pretty funny one. Familia 2. I think I'll put this at C. I think it's a low C. So like some people just hate Camellia and like hate the game too, I guess. And I didn't hate Camellia. I mean, the game isn't that good, but I don't know, it has its charm and it's fun a lot of the time. So yeah, I just think it's a good game. Now, I think it's fair that I should mention this game has some of like the worst bosses ever. It just has like pretty fun bosses, so it kind of balances it out to like a low C. But Gravity Man and Big Kid are so fucking bad. I don't understand. Big Kid is like the most boring thing ever made. I think you couldn't make a boss more boring than Camellia to Big Kid, honestly. Actually, you probably could if you gave it invincibility frames, but don't tell anyone that idea. I think that Big Kid is terrible enough as is. And Gravity Man is just not fun. I don't like when it feels like you need to like set up a boss so that it works. This is not on the list, but I didn't like Devour of Gods death mode for the same reason. It feels like you have to set up so the boss like works properly, and that's just not fun. And it's not fun on G-Man either for me, so yeah. But other than those two, it's not too bad. I mean Geezer's boring as shit, Sovereign Face just sucks. Like there's a lot of things that suck in this game. But it's just kind of like fun. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it, but not that much. So it's C-, you know. Alright, so next thing is a pretty controversial thing. I think it's Aku on the popular hit game Geometry Dash. So this is another thing that was tarnished by its experience for me, but I just think it's not that good for me to look past the experience I had. The core gameplay is mostly very fun, other than the pre-drop and I guess the ending part, which is just kind of stupid. Except there's one problem I have with this level, which just like ruined it for me pretty much. The wave at like 70% is like so fucking hard. I don't understand. It's so stupid. I don't know. I died there so many times. And then I died past it so many times and I got so annoyed. I think I disliked this level in the video. I probably wouldn't dislike it now, but I don't like it that much. Still, I think it's just not a level you gotta grind, you know? At least like as a hardest, so it's just not fun for me. Alright, so next is also another funny thing. It's Super Mega Card Unbreakable here. So this one is kind of weird. Like, I got really lucky with it, I feel. But at the same time, it's just like kind of fun. Though I think it would probably be boring if I wasn't on VC while playing it. I think playing this outside VC would probably like suck ass. But on VC, it was fun. I don't know, I just like enjoyed going through the easy stuff while chatting. And then like definitely when I was more near the end and had to concentrate more. And like undeniably this has like a couple spots that are just like way harder than everything else. So it's not that good of a grind. But for me, it was like kind of okay. Pretty much. Alright, next thing is Kyoshi area. B tier. It is a fun area. This was my first 80 difficulty needle clear, which is kind of fun. It's not like the greatest thing ever, but it's just pretty enjoyable. It has like pretty interesting save ideas. Even the hardest save, it's not that bad. I just didn't like the very beginning because it just felt annoying to do every time. But yeah, other than that, it's just fun. I didn't have the best experience with the game as a whole, but this area is like good. I'd recommend it. Alright, up next we have Justice Guy here. I don't know why I said it like that. But Justice Guy is another game of extremes for me. There's a lot of really shitty bosses. And then a lot of like amazing masterpiece bosses. Like X1, X2 is like the best boss ever made. Like somehow, I don't know. Oh yeah, also it says all main bosses on the tier list, but yeah, I'm raking 100%. So yeah. But yeah, this is just a weird game. It has so much like cool ass stuff, but it has so much shit too. I don't know. For example, Dios and Lina phase 1 is like so bad. I don't know. It's like the whole difficulty is one attack. And that's just, oh, how fast can you react to this fucking laser? I don't know. Yeah, this is just a weird game for me to talk about. There's so many bosses I could mention, be like, oh, this one sucked. Oh, this one was amazing actually. This was so fun. But overall, this is just a solid experience for me. I liked it. Alright, so now we have the very first thing on the list. Trouble no hit. Here, B tier. It's just a fun avoidance, honestly. It can sometimes give you bullshit RNG, but honestly, I just couldn't ask for a better first 80 difficulty clear. Just such a nice little avoidance, you can just chill playing. There's a lot of interesting patterns and cool attacks, and it's just cool. Just a very nice avoidance. Like I could just sit here and argue, oh, it's not that good because you know it has weird balance and stuff, but it's, I don't know. I just like this one, honestly. I just find it fun. Right, so next we have a luck grind that is actually like fun. Spamton Neo. Fuck just happened? Okay. It's A tier, I'm pretty sure. It's so fast that it kind of feels luck based, but honestly, it's just a good boss that is just really fun to no hit on 2x speed. It's probably like my favorite like dumbass grind, if that makes sense. Also, honestly, I got so lucky on that. I don't know how I cleared. Like I hooked the shit out of the ending, but sure. So now we're starting the top 10. There's 10 things left. These 10 things. And the first thing that kind of like starts the top 10 will be CN3 2-win. So the main thing I want to talk about is CN3 100 because it's actually like such a good save. The idea behind it is super cool and it's so fun and so consistent to play. I guess I did get like insanely lucky, but I don't know, I can't see how you hate the save honestly, unless you hate long saves. It's just such a consistently fun and nice save. I guess Pink is kind of hard. I'm very surprised I fluked it, but yeah, it's just a very well-made save that's very fun to play. Also, if Pink was a bit easier and maybe like Orange didn't have like those two like dumb jumps, this could probably be like one of my top 3 favorite saves ever, and it's still like one of my favorite saves ever. The rest of the game is overall really good too. I think an old fan game has better structure than CN3. It's such a cool game to play through in that sense, where you have the large ass floor 31 with all the secrets and stuff you can find, and then the hard ass ending. And then at the very end of that like 2-hour long game, if you don't count deaths, you have this save that kind of recalls the entire adventure, and that's just like so awesome. It's done very well here. Yeah, there's like a lot of saves I don't like, but honestly with a game that big, that's kind of a given. So yeah, this is just a very fantastic game and a very fantastic grind along with it. Alright, so now we have Hollow Knight All Radiance here. So this is just a really fun grind to figure out. Honestly, this grind might be carried by how fun it is to like match different charm setups for different bosses. I do wish it was explored more, because a lot of the time you are always gonna be using at least Unbreakable Strength and Shaman Stone. But there's still like quite a bit of variance that you can do, and I quite like that. And I mean, overall, this is Hollow Knight. Most bosses are so fucking fun. Though unfortunately, this probably just can't be S tier for me, because there are some bosses that I just really don't like in that game. Like Sly, Great Prince Ode is fine, but doing a no-hit sucks. And Abzurad just isn't fun for me, like, at all. The climb is so bad. But yeah, this just can't go low either, because this game has like some of the best bosses ever made. Sisters of Battle is amazing, Pure Vessel is amazing, Nightmare King Grim is amazing. All of them are like perfect to no-hit. Other than this one time that Pure Vessel just teleported in front of me. I'm gonna put the clip here if I remember, but it's so stupid. But yeah, other than that, all of those bosses are just perfect to no-hit, and most of the bosses are really fun to no-hit. So yeah, this is just a really fun experience to go through. I definitely recommend anyone that can do like P5. Oh, you might as well do this. It's fun. It's harder, but it's fun. It's way more fun than P5 even. Right, next we have Nightlife, also A tier. This is just such an insanely well-made level for me. I love the visuals, I love the vibes, and I mostly love the gameplay, other than the wave at the end of the ship could be better. But like 90% of the gameplay is so fucking fun. It's like one of my favorite GD levels, and if the ending bits were fixed, it would be my favorite GD level. I got kind of unlucky with this. I died to the ending a lot, but it was still so fucking fun. This level was so well made. Yeah, honestly, this is just such a well-made level that I can't think of what else to say. It has masterful gameplay, vibes, and visuals, like I said, and there's just nothing I could reasonably critique. Like I said, I don't like the wave, and the ship at the end could be better. But that's such a small part of the experience for me compared to the good parts that I love it regardless. It's a fantastic level. very fun, and I highly recommend playing it. Even if it's not extreme anymore, it's so worth it. It's so fun. Now we have something that I probably won't talk much about because there's a better game for me to talk about regarding how this one feels to play. Arrow Nightmare mode. So this just feels very underplayed. It's very fun and honestly like kind of perfect. There's not really many flaws with playing it at all. And I really wish more people gave it a try because I feel like a lot of players that like long save Nido could get a lot from this game because it's just so fun. Wolfie Nido just personally feels perfect for this kind of thing, just deathlessing stages. It's definitely got my recommendation. Super fun. Right, so starting the S tier, we have Rabi-Ribi 100%. I know this says impossible mode, but I mainly just want to talk about 100% because the video I made was about impossible mode, and the video that's on the playlist that shows all my meaningful clears is impossible mode. But that's because I wanted to make a video on the hardest thing on 100%, which is bunny extinction mode through boss rush, but it's just impossible for me now. I don't know, I can't beat it. I spent longer on it than the other time I played it, and I just can't do it. I don't know. I guess I suck at Rabi-Ribi now. I don't know. I got worse playing impossible mode, even though impossible mode is harder. I don't fucking know, okay? I just didn't want to play it, and true boss rush and bunny extinction isn't that fun anyway. But yeah, the point is, this grind is so fucking fun. It takes so fucking long, but it's so fucking fun. I love how it feels like you're always strategizing about how you're gonna do each achievement to do it in the least amount of runs possible. That's such a cool thing for me. This is a grind that takes like 200 hours probably, like on average maybe, because you do like so many playthroughs. But choosing what achievements to do in each playthrough you do is such a cool thing for me. I love the feeling of just going through different routes and doing different things to accommodate the achievements I want to do on that playthrough. And I feel like this is a perfectly made game for this. This is like one of the reasons I love Rabi-Ribi so much. Yeah, Rabi-Ribi 100% is just amazing, honestly. I can't recommend it enough. I guess a lot of people probably just won't go for it because of how long it is, and that's understandable. But yeah, for me, I just love this grind. It was so fun. Alright, entering the top 5, we have April's Iteration. God, this game in general is just so fucking good. This is my second favorite Nido game of all time. This is doing every 2 or 3 saves as one save. Obviously, honestly, I was gonna love it. I mean, there's not really any chance I couldn't like it, but just honestly, it's so fun to go through. I love going through like some of my favorite Nido games as like a really fucking hard experience. It's so fun for me. And honestly, it's something I probably should like do more. Doing deathless runs on certain fan games is something that has so much more potential and looks so much more fun than a lot of hard Nido games themselves. And I think this game really shows it's one of the best hard Nido grinds I've ever played. And despite sometimes some jumps just not being fit for the context there in some saves, like the pre-final save having a squished diagonal at the end, that was kind of bruh. This whole game is just fantastic, and April's Iteration is also fantastic. Everyone should try it, honestly. It's one of the most worth it grinds of all time, probably. Alright, so next we have the easiest thing on this list, Cyber Thunder Cider, here. So this might feel like kind of out of place because everything else is like 80 plus difficulty, right? And this is like a 70 something. But this grind is funny because I got fucking demolished by this game somehow. I don't know, I probably died at like the last second like 5 times or something dumb like that. I don't know how, but yeah, I took so long on this, so yeah, it felt fitting to put it here. Honestly, I personally have no complaints. Grinding it was super fun, even though I got demolished by it, and it felt like I was trash because I probably shouldn't get demolished by a 70 difficulty avoidance when I've beaten Trouble No Hit, which is like an 80, but you know. What can you do? I guess just probably got unlucky. I don't know. But it was still so fun that, yeah, I can't not put it on S tier, I feel. So we have 3 left, and I think I'm actually gonna make another tier because it feels kind of fitting. Because I don't think these 3 are on the same tier as the S tiers. They're so good. So yeah, let's just do this. Alright, that's cool. So let us begin with my 3rd favorite grind on this list. Sky Blue Denouement True Ending. That's not it. Okay, there you go. Sky Blue Denouement True Ending. Oh my god, this game is fucking perfect. What the fuck? I don't like it as a game as much as Nebula's thoughts, but you have to understand. Letter M is my 2nd favorite Nido save ever made. I cannot imagine how that happened. How is that save so fucking good? I don't know. It's so fun. It's super hard, but it's so fucking fun. It's like perfect. There's no issues with it, honestly. I personally think that save is Mark's best Nido save. And even the other saves, like, they're just so good. The only save that is not as good as the rest of the game is letter Y, which is still fun after the update. So, you know, it doesn't bring the game down or anything. It's still an S+ tier for me. So yeah, I guess there's not that much to talk about because this is such a short game. But the main point is that the saves are just like perfect. I love it. The Ancient's like pretty fun. Letter L is like fun and easy. Letter Y is the worst save, like I said, but it's still fun after the update. Letter M is like fucking perfect. And Flower is also like fucking perfect. So, you know, that's cool. Unfortunately, also like just feels underplayed compared to Nebulous Thoughts and April, which have gotten a lot more attention. But yeah, this for me is just a perfect game. I can't sing its praises enough. So we have 2 left. I guess when I rank the second one, you already know what the first one is, but I think a lot of people that were watching this video probably knew anyway. So second is the End Is Nigh Unbreakable. This is my favorite non-fangame grind, and my second favorite grind in general. And this is the grind I was talking about when I talked about Scabbard Eye Unbreakable. This cart is like, it feels perfect. It feels completely perfectly made. All 10 screens are fun, enjoyable, unique, creative, all you could think of. There's nothing in this cart that's bad, honestly. Even the screens that seem so inconsistent, you learn them and they get so consistent. Just honestly, if you don't want to commit to the End Is Nigh 152%, if you like this card, go for it. There's no reason not to. It's perfect as an Unbreakable. Honestly, so fucking flawless and fun. I love it. So, now we only have one thing left. Vano Impossible mode. My favorite grind and still my hardest clear. This is the one grind that I so wanted to become the first person to clear, other than WolfX obviously, because he had already cleared like when I played the game, I think. But yeah, this grind is just perfect. I honestly have no complaints. Even the worst stages in this game on normal mode were fantastic in impossible mode. I could not reasonably criticize this game in any way, shape, or form. Vando's my absolute favorite Nido game. It's the Nido game that means the most to me. It's the Fangame, honestly, that means the most to me. It is the reason why all of the Fangame related things, other than like Treble, are here. Vando is what made me interested in Fangames again after I had spent like several months not playing them. Vandal is what made me realize that fangames are fucking amazing when they're made well. They can be way better than a lot of paid games even. Vandal is probably like one of my top 3 favorite platformers, and it's a completely free game made like for fun. Such a well-made game. The gimmick usage is amazing. The platforming is like the best Nido ever made in fangames. In general, the vibes and music of this game are top-notch, honestly. I fucking love all the music in this game. And in Impossible mode, it just feels so fun to go through the learning process and go from the beginning of the stage to the end with no errors. It feels so satisfying. All of the saves are so fun to play. And then you reach the final save, the tower. And holy fucking shit, that is the best Nido save ever made. I'm honestly convinced. I don't think anything else will ever top it for me. I've never felt a save that's so difficult, but so consistent. Such a difficult, such a long save, but it's so fun and so satisfying to finish off. This game is just amazing. Honestly, just play it. It's so well made, it's so perfect, and I guess I'm kind of biased because this game brought me back to fangames, but honestly, I just cannot praise this game enough. It's absolutely worth your time if you can play 70 difficulty Nido, and if you can also play 90 difficulty Nido. Impossible mode is just such a fantastic experience, and I could not praise it enough. It's the best grind I've ever played, and probably always will be, honestly. So yeah, there you go. My full list. Thanks for watching. Hopefully the commentary was pretty cool and coherent, honestly. I don't know, I'm stuttering a lot today, but yeah, hopefully it was a fun video to watch. Hopefully I showed a lot of cool grinds that maybe people can try if they're interested. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. See ya.